Thanks a lot for joining this session. My name is Rajiv Mukherjee. I am the co-founder of Incubate Hub. I have almost 18 years of experience. I have been with Aditya Birla Group, launched multiple products like Fresh Wrap, Hindalco products in different markets, and also been part of a startup in a founding team called Purple Leap, which got acquired by Pearson in 2012, founded Institute of Product Leadership, which is into product management, product marketing. And in 2014, 2015, we started Incubate Hub. The primary idea was how can we help corporates and startups to work together on multiple projects. So today what I will do is I will spend some time on giving a little brief about Incubate Hub, what we have been doing for the last 7 years now. It will be a short kind of 4 or 5 minutes brief, and then I will share my experience about enterprise sales, having done enterprise sales for almost last 16 years now. And with Incubate Hub, we work with almost 96 corporates today. So I will give my experience, and through that experience, whatever learning that we have had, today we are giving access to our platform for startups to engage with corporates on specific projects. So I will take you through the platform also. So that's kind of a quick brief, a 5 minutes brief and a 15-20 minutes presentation, and then a demo is how I will cover my presentation. So a quick brief about Incubate Hub. We have been managing corporate programs. If you guys can see my screen, we manage a lot of hackathons, paid pilot projects for corporates, where corporates gives a specific problem statement, a specific use case. We make the right kind of startups, and then they work on a paid pilot. If the paid pilot is successful, then they get into a vendor contract. So that's what we have been managing for more than 7 years now. We also manage a lot of corporate accelerator programs. So we are a de facto platform for managing all kinds of open innovation and corporate programs, at least in India. And in the last 2.5 years, we have gone global, and we have built a very curated network of corporates, startups, like corporates who are engaging with startups. So they have a predefined need, as well as they want to engage with innovative startups. So that's kind of the ecosystem that we have built. You can see a short snapshot. 96 corporates from different geography are working with us. We also work with around 127 startups, helping them with go-to-market, with market entry, helping them getting corporate projects. We also work with investors, incubators, and also government associations, a lot of industry associations, where also we help them connect with innovative startups, right? Not only in India, but also with Enterprise Singapore, with New Zealand and other geographies, we work with them. So that's kind of a short brief. And you can, if you go to Incubate Hub, you will see a lot of projects. These are like the current projects where we are looking for startup solutions to work on. So all of that, you guys can go through that in details. You can see the global projects that we do. But what I want to cover today is primarily on how startups can leverage our platform to get in front of corporates, decision makers who already have a predefined need, a project or a use case. So what's the best way to do that? So to give you a short brief, if you see our community, we have around almost 41,000 plus corporate professionals in our platform. And if you also take consulting and SI partners, this number is almost 42,000 corporate professionals who are eager to engage with startups. So this is a very curated community. And out of that 42,000, almost 40% of them are highly active. So they are actively engaging with startups, looking at startup solutions and wanting to do POCs and pilots. So that's where I will spend some time on explaining how you can leverage Incubate Hub platform to get in front of them, and then what's the cycle, how you can do the entire enterprise sales journey to close a deal, right? So that's what I want to cover. And then I will be happy to take up questions. So just let me know. Okay, so what I wanted to cover is this is my experience, having done a lot of enterprise sales. That enterprise sales doesn't get closed when a sales guy or a founder goes and does a presentation, right? So typically, this is what any founder or any corporate sales guy, business development guy, primarily in enterprise sales and primarily in emerging technologies. If you're selling emerging technologies, this is what we think happens, right? So we do a startup pitch, we do a pitch to a corporate buyer. The corporate buyer shows some interest in the initial phases, that they're interested in that in your solution, and then you keep following up with them, right? So a startup, so they show interest, then you keep following up. What is the update? And the primary response is that we'll get back to you, right? So we'll get back to you shortly. And you try them in WhatsApp, you try them in LinkedIn. This is what our experience is, right? And if you see from day 0 to day 30 to day 90, in some cases, in some enterprise sales, it takes around even 6 months, 9 months. And finally, it becomes a lot of your leads becomes icebox, that become cold leads. So that's the primary thing that happens. But if you see what exactly happens inside the enterprise, if you look at it, and we having worked with 96 plus enterprise, is that when you do a pitch to a buyer, the buyer actually creates a business case and pitches it to their business team's leadership team, because they have to get the funding for the project, funding for a paid pilot, funding for, they have to get a buy-in from both their business team as well as their leadership team. Now, that's when they have to create a business case. Now, so what they do is they take your pitch deck, they try to create some business case around it, and try to pitch to their to the corporate, the business team and the leadership team. And in many cases, what happens in 30 to 45 days or in 60 days, after multiple meetings, this corporate buyer lose hope, because somehow the leadership team, the business team is not showing interest to take it forward, because they have not understood the ROI of the use case or a business case for which the solution is taken. So that's, so if you look at it, you will see that actually the corporate buyer is your sales guy inside the company. So you have to, so what we say is that how can you transform your corporate buyer into a startup champion, like who will take your solution and sell it inside the company. So if you need to do that, if you need your corporate buyer, because so when we say 80-20 rule, 20% is your sales pitch, to connect with the right guys. Through the Incubator platform, you will be able to connect with the right buyer or the startup champion, because our community is the community of specific buyers, innovation heads, digital procurement heads. Now they want your solution, but they have to sell it inside the company. Now, when you get connected to this buyer, you have to convert them into your champion, your startup's champion, right? And how do you do that? And what we have seen really work is, rather than the solution, if you start talking in terms of use case, that what is the problem that the buyer is facing, what are the challenges, what are the different dynamics inside that company, and with that use case, and if you detailed out your use case and how your solution solves that use case, that's when the corporate buyer slowly can create a better business case. So you do it with use cases, you do it with periodic case studies. Now, as in the journey, so a normal enterprise sales takes 3 to 6 months, and you might start doing POCs and pilots with multiple corporates. And if you keep sharing your case studies specific to the use case, that's when the corporate buyer passively or actively, they can actively engage with you, or passively they start creating a better business case and start pitching to the leadership team. And that's when the magic happens. When the business case, a solid business case gets created, that's when the buyer or the startup champion can now pitch a better ROI through the business case that they have created. And that's when you get audience with the leadership team, the business team, and then this whole journey starts fast. And then the internal decision is all about, should I do a POC? Should I do a paid pilot, or directly should I go to a vendor contract? Should I do a POC, a trial, try the product out because the business case is created now, or I should move to a pilot, or I go for a vendor contract? Now, that's the zone that we want to be in. And Incubate Hub, actually, when it works with startups, we help in this journey from moving to from finalizing a POC to a pilot to a vendor contract. And if typically a vendor contract, if a pilot is successful, so we have this pilot cooperation agreement. And if a pilot is successful, then they move toward a long-term vendor contract. So that's what a typical journey looks like. And based on our learning, so we have been working with corporates, we have been working, as I told you, that we have been working with 127 plus startups. So what we have done is now we have launched a platform, a SaaS platform, through which the startups can directly connect with the corporate buyers and start generating leads. And through those leads, engage with specific webinars. And then, as I explained to you, by sharing regular use cases and case studies, start moving the deal forward inside the enterprise. So your deals actually doesn't move in your CRM platform. The deal actually moves inside the corporate. And that journey, you will be able to see, track through this platform by connecting. So first part is getting the right audience, the right connects based on your solution, based on your use case, connecting with the right guys, and then kind of moving this. So that's what we have done. So I'll just quickly take you through the page, and all of you who are attending, I think what we have decided, I think Puneet will share. We are giving a trial version of this platform for you to try it out. By trying this platform out, you will be able to give us feedback, and maybe in this trial period itself, you might also get very qualified leads on for your solutions, and you might have ROI in this trial period itself. So how it starts? So you basically create a startup page inside our platform. As soon as you create your startup page and tag the right keywords for your technology, use case, the problems that you're solving, you will start getting interest from corporates within your startup page. Then you start sharing your use cases, the solutions that you have. And as you target the right focus groups, you will start getting interest directly in your platform itself. And then once you start forming a user base, a prospect base, you can start sharing your case studies with them. And through the platform itself, when you share case studies, they can engage, they can ask questions on those who are following your page. They will ask questions around the case studies when the buyers are actually trying to create a business case. Then you can actually run a webinar. So once you have created a specific interest group, then you can run a webinar to talk about your solution, engage with them, answer their questions, all through this platform. And you can actually target the 40,000 corporate professional base. Is completely open for you to target with your solution through this platform. So that's kind of quick brief about the platform. And finally, at the end of the day, what we are trying to do is the interest, converting them into qualified leads, and then qualified leads into a sales closure. So this journey, you can completely run this journey through the platform, but as a value proposition, we are also a startup, right? So as a value proposition, our value proposition is that you can connect with the right startup champion within the enterprise who have a predefined need. And then your ability to convert that into enterprise sales, the platform will enable to do that, but it's up to you. So our value proposition that we will be able to connect you to the right audience and also help you share the right details with the audience on a regular basis throughout the year, because enterprise sales takes time. And then finally, we hope that you will be able to get at least 8 to 10x ROI by doing this activity in this platform. And what we are saying is not something that it's also tested. It's a proven thing. So we already, as I said, work with a lot of startups, and we have generated interest, qualified interest from buyers for all these companies through the platform. And now we are right now opening it up to the larger audience, that all startups can now come to the platform, create their page, and start engaging with the corporates. While saying that, there's a caveat. Once you request for access to the platform, there will be a checks and balances, because we are a very curated community. Every startup, every corporate goes through a check and balance. So we verify your profile. We might also talk to you before we approve your details into the platform, so your page into the platform. So that's kind of a short brief, and you can see some of our startup partners and the kind of business that they have got through our platform. So we have a pricing model, but right now we are giving a trial period for you, and there are some advantages that are given to VCAT's portfolio startups. So that's kind of a quick brief. Now I will just take you through the platform in a short details, quick details, and then I will love to kind of take your questions and any questions that you have. So this is what exactly your page will look like. So once we give you an access to the page, you will get a, it's very simple. It actually takes you hardly 30 minutes if you are ready with your details to create your page and launch your page in our platform. So you fill up your basic details. You should ensure that the details that you fill up has enough data so that the corporates get interested. And then you target the right audience. If your target is corporate professionals, consulting firms, or your target is startups themselves, so you are targeting startups. So you put the right target group, you put the right domains or the designations of people whom you want to target with, and what kind of areas that you are interested, like startup POC projects, paid pilot, market entry, and the kind of target industry and technology that you are working on. So once you do the right kind of targeting of the personas, then the platform itself will invite this group to your page, and they will start engaging with your page. Now, once you have done that, please start creating your use cases. What are the use cases that you are solving for? Short details about your use case, and your target groups are pre-filled over here. Then start filling up your case studies. So once you have done with the business case, you should just, I'll just show you a real demo. So just publish the page. So once you have published the page, you come to your use case, fill up your case studies, fill few of the case studies that you already are doing. If you already are planning for a webinar event, then just fill up the details of the webinar and the target personas which are already there. So once you are ready with this page takes maybe max around 30 minutes. this is what it will look like. So you have filled up all your details. Once you have filled up, just publish your page. Publish the page over here, right? So if you have some details missing, just put those details over here. So I'm just putting a dummy details. So once you're published, so if you have, you can keep on publishing your case studies and your use cases. But once you are ready with that, you can just go live. So as soon as you go live, you become live in our platform. So you are live right now. And once you are live in the platform, you can now start notifying the users, the right target users through this platform. So you have your use cases, your case studies. Already the users will get notified about your business page, but on a specific use case, if you want to connect with specific audience, you just click blast now. And it opens up this page where your tags are there. You can go more details on your tags. You can put specific, very targeted details. For example, you can go with, say, I want marketing heads. Marketing teams, or say procurement teams. So this, the more the right kind of tags that you will use, the platform can target the right kind of audience. So you will see two buttons over here. You have a search active user button, which will give you, this is a demo platform, which will give you the active users who are in this domain, right? So once you have done that, you will get the active users and you start connecting with them. So you just click next. So you select the user, you click next, and you start putting up your details over here. You can send them an email notification. You can also send them a WhatsApp notification. And that's all. So this is what you do in the platform. And as you start doing this, as you start connecting with the users through the platform, what you will see is you will start seeing a lot of interested leads, which will keep coming. So you can see that this is the page that gets created for you, and you will start getting interested leads in over here. So that's where you will start seeing the interested leads, and you can directly schedule meetings with them or chat with them. And that's how you start conversing with them, and slowly you move your deals forward. So that's kind of a short brief, and there are more details that are there, but we will love you to kind of take a quick look at the platform. The trial logins will be shared with you, and hopefully once you look at the platform, you try it out, you see what kind of response you're getting, you will give us feedback, and I hope we will together kind of help your startup gets business through this platform. So that's kind of a short brief from my side. Happy to take questions. Puneet, if you have any questions or there are direct questions, happy to take them.
Thank you, Rajiv, for taking us through the platform and its offerings. And I think you have piqued the interest of many those who are present right now. And Ishan Sharma is asking, what's the pricing for the platform? So if you can take us through that once again.
Sure. So this is the pricing. You can see over here. So the pricing for the platform, if you're doing it yourself, is $399 per quarter. So through $399 per quarter, you are able to, whatever I showed you, you'll be able to use all the features of the platform to connect with your startup champions, as well as all the other things that are possible through the platform. But the good news is that for the first, those who are attending this webinar, we are giving a limited offer for a year, which is $630, which comes to around 50,000 rupees in Indian rupees per year, to able to use the platform to connect with our audience, our corporate prospects to the platform. But if you feel that you want to use our managed services, which is that our team will work with you to help you generate more interest in our corporate network and get qualified leads through the platform, run webinars, and get audience for them. So then the price comes to around $6,500 per year for the managed services. This is the managed services that most of our startup partners today are working with us.
Thank you, Rajiv. We have another question from Arafat. How is Incubate Hub different from someone like NASCOM?
Okay, so NASCOM, to be very honest, is one of our partners, right? So we have been working with NASCOM COE, NASCOM NIPP. We have given them our platform. We have managed some of their programs. So we consider them as a partner. But as a platform, we are a focused platform for managing paid pilot projects for corporates and enabling startups to get projects from these corporates, or helping them with market entry in different geography like Southeast Asia or Europe. So we work closely with you. While NASCOM is a not-for-profit entity and they do a great job in building the community, we are a startup who work with startups and work with corporate to help this whole streamlining this whole process of corporates discovering startups and startups getting paid pilot projects.
Thank you, Rajiv. And the next set of questions, I think they can be clubbed. So how many countries or markets are covered? And is the target audience the only ones which are listed by you?
When you say, see the markets that we have covered, I showed, just hold on, let me see, I had already showed you that we are, our corporate professional network is across geography. Let me just see. So if you actually come over here, you will be able to see our community based on geography, right? So if you see, let's for example, in Middle East. So in Middle East, we have around 1459 professionals. We already work with clients like Procter & Gamble, AB InBev, Mondelez in this geography. So these are our clients already. But we have around 1,400 professionals from at least some 70, 80 corporates who are part of our platform. Similarly, if you look at other geographies, say, for example, Southeast Asia, so you will have around 5,300 professionals and consulting SI partners who are part of our platform. So that was the first question. What was the other question, Prithvi?
Yeah, I think that answered both the questions. And we have another question from Steve, that is it possible to tag the target audience members onto the startup page at the start itself?
Yes, absolutely. So when you're creating the startup page, whatever tagging that you are doing, that gets reflected when we notify our audience. And I showed you how you can also notify your audience. But if you want to use more tags during notification, you can do that. You can be very specific. The more specific that you get to see less number of prospects that you will engage with. We prefer that because that's when you don't spam and you engage with the right audience who are actually looking for similar solution. But if you are broad with your tags, you go to a larger audience through this platform.
Thank you, Rajiv. And Bhagyashri is asking, how is it different from Facebook marketing?
How does it different from?
Facebook marketing.
Facebook marketing.
Yes.
Okay, so any other like Facebook or LinkedIn or any other platforms which are there, so they are like generic platforms, right? Now, our community is a very specific community which engages with startups on emerging technology solutions. So the basic difference is the community which is there. Second is that it's not generic. It's not a generic networking platform. So Facebook or LinkedIn is a social networking platform. Here the audience comes and joins this platform to discover startups, discover new solutions, discover disruptive solutions which are there. The corporate professionals want to engage with startups for joint go-to-market or for digital transformation needs. So the curation of the community is the biggest difference with any other, not only Facebook or LinkedIn, but any other lead generation platforms if you guys are using.
Thank you. And Tony Tan is asking, what's the difference between use cases and case studies on the platform?
So a use case is basically a problem statement. What is the problem that you're solving for the corporate? So we expect you to write more about the problem statement and how your solution solves the problem and what is the ROI it can give. So it starts with the customer's problem and then comes to your solution. A case study is a successful demonstration of that solution to a client, right? So when a corporate is evaluating your solution, they are looking at, have you done something similar with somebody already? So that's the difference, if I've answered your question.
Thank you, Rajiv. And we have Indu asking, in case of managed plan, what is the typical conversion rate you see for startups?
So in a managed plan, what we have seen is that over a year, the minimum that we are able to work when we are working with startups, we are able to give them at least 8 sales qualified leads. When I say sales qualified, I mean the need has been established. The discussions have happened in terms of the need getting established and a solution interest is there. And from this 8 sales qualified, that's a minimum. So we have got more also. But from this 8 sales qualified lead, typically what we have seen is startups getting a paid pilot of anywhere between $10,000 to $20,000 from 1 or 2 or 3 clients. And in many cases, this becomes a long-term vendor contract. So if you look at the actual metrics, you can see it over here. So we have done as of today 920 plus paid pilots and 46 long-term contracts through the platform we have been able to enable. So these are realistic numbers, but yes, we always want these numbers to go high because as we are investing on this platform and investing on this process and playbook, and we are becoming a de facto platform for corporates, I think these numbers will increase, but that is the current numbers.
Thank you, Rajiv. And while we are taking questions from the chat itself, The audience are also free to unmute themselves and ask the questions if they wish to. And now the next question from Steve is, does the platform offer a two-way communication channel with the prospects, and what type of contact details reveal about the prospects?
Yeah. So once you, so when you are targeting the audience, you will just get to see their name, designation, and company details. But once they show interest, like I showed you over here, that once they show interest in your details, then you get to see all the details in terms of their email IDs, the complete profile, right? So you can get to see all the details of the user over here. And you can also schedule meetings with them. You can send them a WhatsApp directly from here. If the contact number is there, you can send them WhatsApp. You can chat with them. All these chats are two-way communication. So you can start chatting with your prospect. You can even invite your team to join the chat. So basically what you're doing is you can have multiple your managers to join this platform and chat with them. So you can also invite your teams to chat with your prospects. So that's kind of what happens. And as I said, you can also schedule meetings with them. So it's always a two-way thing. When you're scheduling a meeting, this is also you have a video chat enabled. So either you can use our video link to have a chat, or you can put your own meeting link to have a chat.
And a question on the similar lines from Anish is, the email outreach to different personas on the platform goes through the Incubate email or any other email?
So there's a provision to change that. So it typically goes to the Incubate Hub email, but there's a provision to change it to the startup's email also.
And the next question is from Arafat. Can you talk more about the support from Incubate Hub in DIY Essential apart from the platform itself?
So in the DIY Essential, so we will help you. So you can always chat with us at any point of time. You can start a chat with us, and we will support you in the through the chat if you need any help. So apart from that, definitely our initial users. So we want to really work closely with you guys. So the initial users who will be using our platform in the DIY phase, we will see how we can support them more. But as part of the platform, if you become part of the platform, then all these programs, when we run these programs, which I showed you, if you are a right fit for these programs, then we will directly get in touch with you. Whoever has subscribed for the platform, we will one-on-one get in touch with you and ensure that you get to pitch in front of these corporates. So that is what we can promise as of now in the DIY platform. But yes, if you want more, there's always the managed services.
So there are no questions on the chat anymore, and those who wish to unmute themselves and ask more clarifying questions, they can do so.
So for all participants who are there, I will encourage you, like apart from signing up for the trial, just look at this today. As of now, we have almost 90 plus corporate projects which are open, where we are actively looking for startups. Please look into this page. You can just go to IncubateHub.com, and from IncubateHub.com you can directly access this page from here and look at all the various use cases where we are looking for specific startups. Many of these use cases might be interesting for you guys. Any questions? Happy to take.
Rajiv, hi.
Yeah.
Steve here. I have a question. How many of your members are within India and abroad?
How many of the members are?
Within India, and how many
Okay.
percentage of them are abroad?
Okay. Okay. So if you see, it's all public. So if you see over here, the maximum is in India. So if you look at just the total size, right? If you look at the total size, then our total community in India stands at it continuously keeps increasing. So today it is around 7,000 odd community. You can go specific, basically based on corporate professionals, how many are there. So I'm guessing it will be around somewhere around 27,000, 28,000 odd corporate professionals who are registered in our platform.
You gave your pricing in dollar terms, not in INR.
Yeah.
That's why I had to ask you, you're targeting the Indian audience of this.
Yeah, because the audience is now more global. So we are looking at global startups also who will try to engage with the audience.
Thank you.
So Rajiv, one more question from Arafat. So do you have some stats in terms of how many pilots were done on average for startups from the time they enroll and in what time duration?
So it's a very interesting question. So if you look at all these projects that we are doing, so again, let's come here. So today we are doing, for example, last 2 years, we have been done 496 projects. So all of these projects, so which means at least around 900 startups were shortlisted to do these paid pilots, right? So on an average, any startup that signs up with us in a year, if you talk from a guarantee perspective, we will say that at least 1 or 2 paid pilot projects we can definitely, the startups can look at. But if they actively engage with in our platform, so this what I am talking about, these are projects which we are running, which means we manage these projects. We are the conduit to select the startups to get till the paid pilot project is finalized. But beyond that, when I am opening up this platform, it means that you are opening up to a larger audience. And you will be able to any of these corporates who are part of this platform, they might have their needs, and you might be able to get an independent discussion done and get a pilot project without Incubate Hub in the picture. So if you look at it currently, it's 1 to 2 paid pilot project in a year. But going forward, I hope through this platform, any startup will be able to get minimum 7 to 8 paid pilot projects. And we are whatever the value proposition that we are promising is based on how many sales qualified leads and paid pilot projects that you get. And we hope that if a startup gets at least 2 to 3 paid pilot projects, by subscribing to the platform, they will get at least 8 to 10 ROI. So whatever you are paying on a yearly basis, you will get at least 8x to 10x ROI if you get only 1 or 2 paid pilot projects. But we expect you to get 4 or 5 or maybe even 8 paid pilot projects. I hope it answered the question.
Yeah, sure, it did, Rajiv. So just wanted to say that to all the audience that we have some 13-14 odd minutes remaining in the session. So if there is any question, you can bring it to the table now. You can unmute yourself or you can put it in the chat. We'll take it up. And also in the chat, we have put the link to register for the free trial. So anybody who is interested, it would be highly appreciated if you go and register yourself for the free trial and try the platform out for 7 days. And once you register for it, we'll share the details with you in some time. So yeah, if there is any question, yeah, you can ask.
Rajiv, on the DIY annual package,
Yeah.
$633, is there a team size limitation?
No, so there's no team size restriction as of now. From your team, you can onboard 10 to 12 people from your team. There is no restriction on the team size that you want to onboard to engage with the corporates.
Okay.
The only restriction that is there is the number of corporate professional you can target on a monthly basis. So if you are targeting a particular corporate professional once today, you cannot target him for the next 7 days for any of your updates of your use case study. And in a month total, you can target around 1,000 corporate professionals. And we think that it's good enough because based on your tags, you should be very specific, and you should be targeting very specific corporate professionals.
But
so I think that's enough. So the number of touch points that you can have on a weekly basis, once in a week, not more than that, and total 1,000 in a month.
But if the same prospect shows interest, then the two-way channel opens up.
Yes, then the two-way channel opens. So once they show interest, the two-way channel opens, and you can take it forward. You can take it forward inside the platform. You can take it forward outside the platform.
Okay, thank you.
So Rajiv, we have another question from Gopinath. What is the package startup can opt to explore the platform?
So after the trial period is over, then you can you can just go for the so automatically you will be asked, as I showed you, that for $399. But as I said, that next 7 days we are giving this offer that in the next 7 days, once we start giving you the trial, and if you see value from the trial, you can opt for a yearly model, because actually you see value when you start engaging for a long term. You can opt for a yearly model at $630, which is 50,000 rupees, Indian rupees. This is a very limited period offer, only for the next 7 days. This is the webinar and the launch that we were doing today. Whoever is taking a trial period right now, in the next 7 days, if you see value, you can go for $630 per year.
We will wait for another couple of minutes to see if anyone has other questions. Otherwise, we will end the session here, and we will put some details on the chat box to reach out to us in case of any queries. And we have also put on the chat box the link to subscribe for the free trial. And Rajiv, we also have another question. Can someone directly subscribe to the offer?
Yes, you can directly subscribe to the offer also. So what we will love to have is the next 7 days, the whole team, including me, we will love to engage directly with you. And because, see, to be very honest, we are first time we are exposing our community. We have never exposed our community to the larger startup audience. So we'll love to take a lot of feedback. There will be, we'll get a lot of feedback from the corporate side also. We will see how the corporates are responding to this whole thing, because once the startups start sharing their details. So we will go through a little bit of a stage gate process, which means that every time that you are publishing your page, like I showed you, that when you go live, we will do our own verification. We will see that if you can improve your communication a little better. Now, all of this we do as a managed services. We have a dedicated team doing that. But for the initial startups who are registering, we will love to extend that to ensure that the sanctity of the community stays, because at the end of the day, it is all about the community that we have built, and we don't want kind of spam going around in the community. So yes, so we will do a little bit of checks and balances, but through that we feel that we will improve our platform, because it's a continuous process of improving the platform. But we need your help. It's actually a co-creation process. We talk about co-creation, and here we will love to co-create with you. So we'll work with you and see that if we can add some value in your startup journey. We ourselves are startups, and we'll love to see if we can co-create a better product in the next 2 to 3 months with you guys. So if any questions are there, further questions, let me know, Puneet or Prithvi, or otherwise.
Yeah, Rajiv. Gopinath is asking, do you have any matrix of projects based on technology to understand what scope we have based on work we do?
Yes, absolutely. I'll request you guys to go to this case studies. Just go to the explore case studies, and in the explore case studies, you will see. Just hold on. I think in every demo there is something. So you can go to the explore case studies. Let me see if it opens up. It doesn't open up. So you maybe you can just try it out after some time. You will get to see the different technologies, the different domains where we have actually done projects. So it will help you understand what are the domains, what are the industries that we work on, right? So I will request all of you to go and check it out after some time. You will get to see that in our webpage itself. I think here also you can see some of the case studies, but this link is not working. So you can check some of the case studies which are already there over here. So a lot of them are in CPG, retail, BFSI, automotive solutions, AR, VR, mostly AI-based solutions, and also a lot of data solutions, but also packaging solutions. A lot of sustainable packaging solutions are there. Supply chain problems, a lot of supply chain related solutions, a lot of factory automation problems are there. A lot of factory automation use cases, warehousing use cases. But in recent times, we are also seeing need for a lot of CPG companies, a lot of pharma companies to look at alternate materials. So alternate materials, alternate products, D2C products. They want to partner with D2C products. So there are a variety of them. I will tell all of you guys to explore in this platform. Even you can search. If you go and search, you might get to see some of these things which are there, the different use cases or different case studies or different technologies that we are working on. So I hope it answered your question. Any other questions?
Yeah, Rajiv, one more question. Have Incubate Hub worked with healthcare organizations, or are there any use cases or case studies from healthcare?
Yes, absolutely. So we are working right now. There are active projects. As I showed you, there are active projects which are already there. So if you go here, you will see the active projects. Just hold on. Yeah, the short answer is yes. Healthcare is one of the verticals that we are actively working on. And as I said, the best part will be you guys can come over here and check all of these corporate projects that we are working on, right? So your healthcare here, you can see over here, this is, we have a specific health tech accelerator where a lot of corporates are already engaging with us and looking, and they are giving their use cases for health tech solutions. So all of you guys can come and explore this platform. It's all open platform. You guys can explore that.
So thank you, Rajiv. And we will take one last question if there is. And if there are any more questions, we will be providing the details in the chat section. So you can reach out to us directly.
So once you register, you will actually get to see, so this is the last thing that I'm showing you. Once you register, set up your account details, you will get to see a notification of all the live projects which are there. Based on your interest, once you put all your interest tags, you will get to see all the various use cases where corporates are looking for solutions, and you can engage with those corporates. So that's all, I guess, Puneet. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, all of you guys, to patiently hear this session. As I said, that we want to work with you guys, co-create with you guys. This is the first time we are exposing our platform, so we want to co-create together in the platform. So all the best to all of you guys, and thanks for attending. I hope there are no further questions.
Yes, Rajiv, as of now, there are no questions, and we have shared the details. So if there is anything, we will take this up. And yes, thank you everyone for joining.